I did pretty good today, but I think I'm going to need some help. I got an idea, but I don't really have that much time. Wait a second. I got all the time in the world. Well, we're gone. We don't need roads. Whoa, so this is the future, huh? Now let's see, what do I want here?
Has an interesting feature. It has a dust jacket.
Where I'm going, I'm definitely gonna need this. Cool. Welcome back to Half Moon's Picks, and guess what? I got the wrong edition. Went back to 2000 only. Well, what do you know? Hey, maybe I'll go back to Y2K and tell you who the Super Bowl winner is. But then again, there's no YouTube till 2005, so useless. We'll just play it by ear from this point on. I'm sorry if this video is going to be a little bit long. There's a few things I want to touch up on. If you want to just fast forward it to the intro and get straight to the picks, you go right ahead. This is for, serious people who like to know information about games and things of that nature. So I'll try to hurry things along here. First, I wanted to say, thanks for all the support. All the people that comment in the YouTube description below or on Twitter. It's great. I try to get back to you, let you know. I get a lot of them, especially during the night games. There's one thing on the night games I want to bring up. Usually when two teams play together, there's a lot of variables like travel, time zone, weather, injuries. Now you take all those in effect on a night game. Night games, there's one more variable that you don't factor in with the other teams, the other games, which would be fatigue. A lot of these athletes, they get up 6 o'clock in the morning, do their jog, go exercise, work out, whatever, early in the morning. So the time 8:30, 9 o'clock rolls around, they're getting pretty tired. Like Edelman, dropped a few passes Monday night. Sunday night, you can look at Des Bryant running wrong routes. The wrong routes. Was that for me? The ball would just drop by his feet. He dropped a few passes, also fumbled. Things like that will fatigue a player. That will affect the game. Obviously, Dallas lost. I'm thinking because of that. So betting on night games, I try not to. Someone mentioned, hey, why don't you just put your night games on your video? Well, there's a lot to analyze, and you can't really analyze fatigue, So that's why you pick mostly upsets, but then again, even the favorite gets fatigued, and so does the upset team as well. So it's a real big gamble betting on those night games, but it's still fun to watch, All right, one thing, let's see what else I want to bring up. Betting on the Lions. Someone brought up how to bet on the Lions this year. Is basically if they're a 7-point. If they're an underdog of any nature, you take the Lions, no matter what. If they're a 7-point or higher favorite, you take the other team, like the Bears, +8, like last week. Now if they're a favorite, 6.5 to 1, how I do is split it up, 1 through 3, take the Lions, 4 through 6.5, take the other team. pretty simple. You win about 80% of the Lions games, guaranteed. Just remember that. Oh, and they're currently the number 2 seed and an upset as an underdog. So, it's a 5.5 point favorite. Something to look into. I'm definitely picking the Lions. So, but I don't want to put it in my video because a lot of people say, "Hey, you're a homer." Yeah, sometimes I do anyway. Oh well, when I'm a really for sure non-homer bet, then I'll put them in there. Let's see what else. We got the sprained finger. Yeah, that's one thing. Derek Carr. When he sprained that finger in that Carolina game a couple weeks ago, he just went, took a height snap. Oh, I figured just ran. It looked like he's going to cry, to the sideline. I mean, the ball's still on the ground. Jump on the thing, man. Anybody else would have done it. He just cried, and he wanted to go back in the locker room. I swear to God, I could have swore he was crying, But went back in the locker room, they analyzed it fine. It's just a sprain. He came out and, eventually, played bad at first, but then eventually won the game. Now, take that, and that's why I picked Kansas City. I read an article on Thursday night that his finger's still bothering him. So yeah, I jumped all over that Kansas City game. Everybody asked me, Kansas City, take Kansas City. Yeah. One thing, see the Lions, Matthew Stafford, he had the same thing. He jammed his finger. Now the difference between Stafford and Carr, Stafford just take me back to the locker room, analyze it, give me x-ray. No, I got this glove. I got this, man. I'm just going to tape this up. You got this glove. I'm doing fine. And then at first, he threw a pick 6. And then he's like, oh, man, so at the end of the game, he said, well, I'm not taking a chance of throwing a bad pass and just going to run it in myself and win the game. That's what he did. So, I'm going to keep an eye on that as far as the Lions game goes. But I'll let you know if anybody asks when game time comes. But that Lions plus that 5 points or 5.5 points, whatever it is, it's looking pretty good. So, just to give you heads up on that one as well. All right, so last week picks. Let me run those down here. I did fairly well, in the picks I gave you and the picks I really, put forth the most. I told you pick Cincinnati minus 5.5. That covered. Minnesota minus 3.5. That covered. Told you pick San Diego plus 1. Yeah, they didn't show up. That's my only loss of the week. The Green Bay has plus 3. My upset again. What am I, 12-2 on the upset picks throughout the year? That's really good. And my Twitter, I told you to pick Washington minus 2.5. They won and covered. And I told you to pick Atlanta minus 6. They destroyed and covered. So pretty good overall. 5-1 of the picks I gave to you. Now for my pools and the other games I didn't care much for, and I just bet nickel and dime here and there. I was 4-6, man. So overall I was 9-7. To me, that's, especially when you're trying to get up in the pools, 9-7. You want to at least get 10. But man, at 4-6, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what I did last week, so I should have did this week. So a lot of teams like the Broncos, Denver game. Denver, they should have won. The Tennessee Titans. Well, let me get back to that in the picks before I jump into that. I can just talk all day on this week. So once it gets later in the year, you can just talk all day, and I don't want this to be a half-hour show. So let's get into pools again. I told you I went 9-7. At the Yahoo, they had a 7 point on the dot on the Monday night game, so it counts as a push. So it's 8-6. Got robbed because my office one had a 7.5, and I got the bet at 7.5. I heard also it went on game time down to 6. So if it was 6, I would definitely pick New England Monday night. And straight up, again 9-7 as well. Blah blah blah. Bridgewater Finest ATS. I'm tied for first. Brady's back still. Straight up, I'm still fourth. I didn't move anywhere this week. I think. Hatbox, I'm 7th. Pick'em or Shut Up, I'm 2nd. I tied for 2nd. No, I'm at 2nd place on that one. Geo's, I'm tied for 2nd. Yeah, Geo actually was tied with me on that 2nd place. GOATS, I'm still first, and then fourth on the straight up. The gridiron one, the one I was 9-7 on. Second place, I'm a couple games out. And then the sports fan entertainment, 60th, so I dropped just a hair, you know, one game off from, you know, being 40th. So how many people are in that thing? All right, so let's get on with the picks. My fourth pick of the week, we got Tampa Bay traveling to Dallas. Now this originally line opened it up 8.5. Everybody and their brother jumped on it. It's still at 7, still a deal. If you can get 7 or higher, that's great. Right now it's currently at 7, so take Tampa Bay plus 7. Tampa Bay's defense doing well. The Dallas Cowboys showed me they're just dinking and dunking all day long, especially on good defenses. I think this is going to be an exceptionally close game, as Tampa Bay's won their last, 5 games straight, and Dallas lost their first game. They're definitely not going to blow away that Tampa defense. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring, close game. So take Tampa Bay plus 7. My number 3 pick of the week, we got Philadelphia traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore played an exceptionally well game against New England on Monday night. Special teams saved them, and then their offense started to pick it up. Flacco, you know, you don't know if he's getting a good game or a bad game, but no matter what, Philadelphia is you know, they called it off. You know, they're just doing horribly. Got too many injuries, no good receivers. Wentz is doing so-so. You can tell he's a rookie. Defenses are starting to disguise things, so you know, getting a lot of picks from him right now. Baltimore has a great defense. They will definitely confuse Wentz on this. The spread is at 6, so it's under a touchdown. So take Baltimore minus 6. Number 2 pick of the week, we got Tennessee traveling to Kansas City. Kansas City, they're in first place in their division. They want to keep it that way. They're tied with Oakland and own the tiebreaker. So Tennessee, this is the game I wanted to talk about. Tennessee, that Denver game. Denver, you know, should have won that game. They were just dinking and dunking. Tennessee has the worst cornerbacks in the NFL. I'm telling you, anybody can pass. They even, you know, are bringing up practice squad players on their secondary. You just throw past 10 yards and you can easily win this game. You know, Andrew Luck has no problem. You know, Green Bay has no problem. Just pass 10 yards. That's all you got to do. Now, do I think, you know, Alex Smith can do it? Yeah. It's not often he does do it, but he can, you know. And their front 7, you know, of Tennessee's on defense is pretty good, you know. All you got to do is just get to the secondary. That's all you got to do. And then it's in the game. Mariota, you know, he's so-so quarterback. But Kansas City has a great defense, so they should be able to stop that Mariota in their run game, no problem. So like I said, it's under a touchdown. The line moved from 6 to 5, so a lot of people might be betting on Tennessee on this. So take Kansas City minus 6. My number 1 pick of the week, we got San Francisco traveling to Atlanta. Yeah, this is everybody's favorite this week, just like last week with the Bengals, for sure thing. San Francisco's packed it in. They are, you know, I think if San Francisco played the Browns right now, the Browns would beat San Francisco. That's how horrible they're playing. They jumped up to us. Did anybody watch that game? I did. In a 17-point, you know, lead, and they ended up blowing it. They just, you know, the Jets made some defensive changes at halftime, and San Francisco could not do nothing. The second half, zip. I mean, you're lucky to get a first down, you know. But Atlanta, they're on a hot streak, and they're at home too. They're just going to be able. There's going to be another Rams game from last week. You know, it's going to be like 30-3. You know, another game. The spread went from 11.5 to it's currently at 13.5. Try to get it under 14 if you can. If not, I'd still bet the 14. So take Atlanta minus 13.5. Well, that's it for the week. Fantasy football. Hey, I won my first playoff game against Hatbox. I eliminated him. Great prognosticator with Billy B. His link in description is in below in the channel if you want to check out his page. He probably has more subscribers than I do, so it's more like he should bring them out to me. But oh well, I beat him in fantasy. That's all that matters. I go out now in the final four. Wish me luck. I'm going against the #1 seed. It's gonna be tough. He has some good players. So check out all the links and descriptions below. Part of our YouTube Prognosticator Facebook page. That link's in there. My Twitter, if you want to sign up, you get some extra picks. Usually on Saturday, I'll throw in some extra picks. Usually they do fairly well as well. And if I get guarantees, I bring them. But usually it's only once or twice a year when I bring a guarantee pick. So I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Peace. Forgot about the contest winner. Yeah, that's right. I didn't forget. Last week I told you to pick what's the Green Bay and Seattle score. Just about 95% of you took Seattle. What you doing? I told you to pick Green Bay. Green Bay was one of my picks. They won. They won great. There's a big score lead too. It was one of those games you didn't even have to worry about. Just put your money on Green Bay. Voila, they win. But everybody still picked Seattle. Why, I don't know. So of the handful of people that did pick Green Bay, the closest one was Jordan Tasca. He picked Green Bay 24, Seattle 17. 7-point difference. That was the closest one. Beat out my score as I picked 31-27. But then it snowed. You can't predict that a week in advance, no matter how good you are at the weather. So this week's contest, I'm going to say what's the point differential in the Atlanta-San Francisco game. I think Atlanta will win out by 30 points. So you beat me, put the number below in the comment section, and I will place the winner next week. Thanks again for watching. Peace. Helps if I had the door unlocked. That's again.
What the hell is going on here?